You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
87.9.
The truth is out there. Follow us.
We interrupt this program for a special report by WKMU.
Staten Island, New York.
All right, listeners, it's time to crank up the dial to 87.9 WKMU, where the weird gets wild and the airwaves never sleep. I'm Sky, and tonight on What Keeps Me Up, my phone's buzzing with a mystery I can't let go. Phantom messages. These are text messages that don't play by the rules. And honestly, this all started back when I was texting my buddy about some restaurant coupons that I sent him for like a free appetizer or something like that. And so I asked him, hey, did you get those coupons I sent him? And he hits me back, yes, thank you. All proper with the capitals because he's that guy. And then, I don't know, hours later, bam, I get a message that says, yeah, thank you, with lowercase y. And this was weird because this dude always capitalizes his first, his phone does it. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, did you send me that message I just got? And he swears he only sent the first one. So the question is my phone glitching? Or did a laid-back version of him sneak through? Stick with me because it's about to get crazy. This is 87.9 WKMU, and what keeps me up is just getting started. Let's just get right into it. These phantom messages have got me wired. I can't stop thinking about them. And they're basically those messages that you receive. They're uninvited, they vanish like smoke, or they come into groups where they're slightly different. Have you ever had your screen light up and you see a notification from somebody and then when you open it, it's not there? So then you ask the person, hey, what was that message you sent me? I couldn't see it, and then it disappeared. And they're like, nah, I'm sorry, bro, I didn't send you one. And that happened with this coupon thing, and it's been really crazy because I've been stumbling. I meant to say tumbling, but yeah, I'm basically stumbling down this rabbit hole, wondering, is my phone just cheap and buggy? Or are we brushing up against other realities? Yeah. Alternate universes. And we're going there because it's not as out there as it sounds. Or maybe it's crazier than I can handle. That coupon thing, that was just literally the tip of the iceberg. This exact thing that I'm about to tell you about actually happened while I was writing for the script for this show. And I wound up messaging this guy from X. I say thank you. And I slap a metallic arm emoji on his reply. The shiny, strong one. That's my vibe. I'm a big dude. I'm strong. I like that. So later on, I glance on my phone and I'm like, wait, where'd it go? The arm's gone. I don't know where it went. I don't know what happened to it. I even messaged him yo, can you zap a reaction off of X or something? Because that's freaky. And he swears he didn't touch it. And I checked. You can't. So this whole time we're just talking about emoji that's not even there anymore. That is until it pops back up later that night. Seriously. Oh, you missed me? I'm here. And this stuff has been gnawing at me. Because phantom messages to me feel like texts that are slipping in from somewhere else. And it's actually becoming sort of a phenomenon. And it happens more than you would guess. Online folks whisper about it in the dark corners of the web. People actually say things where I saw a text and it was gone. Spooky part, though, in my research, a lot of them actually fit the conversation they were having. It's a personal message that fit, not just some spam or old message that happened to be sent through time. Sometimes they say it gets stuck in the cloud or whatever. Coincidence? Sure. Or it's something bigger. Because if you let me geek out for a second, I've been really nerding over quantum mechanics. And if you're a fan of the show, you know this because I talk about it a lot. This is actually where particles can be in two states till you look at it, and then there it is. Now you know what it is, what it's doing. And it's weird because somehow they took that, and quantum computers can actually harness that to crunch real problems real fast. Way fast. My computer would take 6 billion years plus. Plus, that's a low ball, and I'm talking about low. And in the same amount of time, the same problem, the quantum mechanics computer does in 5-10 minutes. Now, there's some pretty cool theories out there that says that maybe that these quantum mechanic computers are actually tapping into other realities, like a multiverse shortcut, using multiple different atoms and particles to work together to figure out the problem quicker. And scientists will shut that down and say, nope, it's just slick math in our universe, no cosmic Wi Fi. But they don't know everything. We barely know anything about quantum mechanics. Like, quantum's even like half a mystery. Like, why does a proton pull the double act until you checked at it? No one fully knows. So let's riff on that a little bit. Here's my thinking, though. What if it's quantum mechanics tech nudging tiny cracks into reality? Nothing world shattering, no kaiju crashing through, anything like that. Just like little leaks. Like, you could even take my coupon glitch. Maybe that chill, yeah, thank you, slipped from another reality where my body's less buttoned up, a little bit more loose. Or, like, let's take the metallic arm for instance. Maybe a parallel universe me thought it was stupid, so he didn't send it. And that's why I didn't see it anymore. It's nuts. But it's just a blast to really ponder this. What about you? Have you ever gotten a text glitch that was too weird to shrug off? Hit us at WKMU Radio Pod on X or Twitter. That's it, WKMU Radio Pod at X or Twitter. Or you can go to our website, wkmu.podbean.com. I actually really want to hear what's keeping you up. Speaking of what's keeping me up, here's another story of mine this is like kind of like drove me to this story. All right. So this was like last year. I was on Instagram and I was swapping messages with a friend about cheesy horror flicks, like Rubber Mask and Bad Screams. And I get a notification. I actually see the text and it says something like, that Killer Clown one was the worst. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then I go to reply to that and it's gone. So I asked him, like, you send that? She's like, what do you mean? I didn't send you anything. But like, it was what we were talking about. So it's like too perfect for a glitch. Or did a parallel universe like version of her also hated the clown and sent me a note? And it's not just like a personal thing. Online, these tales actually stack up. Now, they're nothing like headlines, nothing in the news. Just like a quiet buzz that you might find on, forgive me, 4chan and Reddit. So we have like a guy, we'll call him Dave. He texts his girlfriend about being free Friday. And he gets a message like, yeah, let's hit the bar. He's so excited. But when the time came, the dude showed up and she wasn't there. She said she never sent that text. Her phone was in her bag all day. She was at school. And it's not even just like that. It's even like younger people. Someone went to the store to get groceries and they were like, oh, did you get this from me? And they're like, yeah, I did. But they never got it. I know I'm being vague on that. It's just there's so many of these stories that can kind of bleed in together. I mean, they swear they didn't see it, and then it shows up the next day and disappears. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that at some point you got to think: is this like a tech hiccup? Maybe, probably, yeah, but I think it's actually what if reality is hip? But what if it's reality that's hiccuping? Hiccuping? This is where it gets real trippy. If quantum tech is causing some kind of interference, maybe it's like a radio snagging static from other channels. Usually it's like our world out text. But sometimes maybe it tunes next door, like a parallel you, a parallel me. And we're just living a bit different than we do in this one. Maybe I'm killing it in this podcast gig. I don't mess up. I sound decent. I sound like I know what I'm doing. Maybe his texts are bleeding into my phone. Whether it be small like coupons, emojis, or really crazy like a note from a millionaire me. Imagine that. Like, who would I message? Why am I messaging them? I don't know, because that's not me. And then you wonder why. No idea. Nobody knows. Quantum's a puzzle. Scientists can map it, but they can't explain it. Like maybe phantom texts are just echoes from reality splitting every second. Like the many worlds theory where choices like kind of split into different universes. Or maybe it's like some kind of entanglement gone rogue. Like not just tying particles, but chats across dimensions. Could just be phone glitches. Could be code tripping over itself. But what if quantum text is actually cracking seams that we can't handle? Seams in the fabric of space and time. it's sort of like forbidden knowledge. Like, like God told us that we couldn't know certain knowledge. Maybe quantum mechanics is the knowledge we're not supposed to know. And maybe is this knowledge frame time and space? I don't know. Probably not. But it's just really too weird to ignore. So next time, like with that vanishing arm, I'm gonna screenshot it. That's funny because a friend gave me that tip. It's pretty genius, actually. But then I would have to like photo every message I ever got. But I guess if you really want to know, you have to put it in the work, right? Imagine me saying, "Hey, listeners, proof my parallel self runs a tighter podcast." But that's okay. I really dig mine. I really like it. I really enjoy the stuff that I go into. What about you? Again, let's go it out to you. If you ever had a text drop that was too perfect to be by chance, or did you ever lose one to the void? Let me know. At again, WKMU Radio Pod on X or WKMU.podbean.com. Maybe, just maybe, we are all tuned into the multiverse. I'd like to thank you personally for checking out this episode. I thought it was really interesting and fun to do. And, like I said, join us on all our platforms, Twitter, or everywhere you can find us. Let us know any of the strange stuff that you guys have dealt with. But, we really appreciate you listening in. And it's been fun. I love talking. I love researching these things. And I really want to thank you all for taking the time out and going through this journey with me. So, in lieu of Blue, I'll do her stuff, too. Hey, everybody. See you next time. Check on your friends. Check on your... Well, that's not what she says. What does she say again? I do this every week with her, and I can't remember what she says. I think she does say that. So, good night, everybody. Make sure you check on yourself. Check on your friends. And everyone deserves love. Especially you. Good night, everybody. Good night. This is at 87.9 WKMU Production. Signing off.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.